northern region. Also, demand for locally produced chocolate shoots up ahead of the celebration of Chocolate Day tomorrow. And combat troops continue patrol on the streets of Kinshasa after a failed coup attempt. Good evening. Good to have you join us as news are live on GBC News and on GTV. Also stream live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Samuela Quarter. Now the news in detail. A police officer in Tamale allegedly shot a 24-year-old man at Lameshegu Chief's Palace this afternoon. Eyewitnesses said the victim was chased from town to the Lameshegu Chief's Palace after he refused to respond to a police order to stop. Though the victim is said to be responding to treatment, the incident angered the youth of Lameshegu, who took to the streets to burn lorry ties and threatened to attack the Lameshegu police station. Correspondent Mutala Issa has more in this report.
Residents are particularly angry about development in recent times between the police and the residents of Tamale. Not too long ago, there was an incident at the Global Palace where a police officer entered the palace and arrested someone. These incidents, according to residents of Tamale and Dagon generally, are an attack on the traditions and customs of the people. Traditionally, when someone enters a chief's palace, that person is allowed to have refuge. It is also a mark of respect to not enter the palace and arrest people. But with this incident, the police say they are still investigating, and the alleged shooter is currently at the regional police headquarters for questioning.
A vehicle that was not registered. The police, according to what they say, that they stopped him and the driver allegedly refused to stop. So they chased him up to the Lameshena's palace. Then on reaching the junction to the palace, just about some 2 meters into the palace, the police shot at the vehicle. Unfortunately, the bullet got one of the occupants of the vehicle, injuring him in the process. So he came out with blood oozing on his body, and the chief inquired what had happened. He said he was shot at. So the chief directed that they should send him to the hospital for immediate medical attention. So people who were around on seeing what happened, got infuriated and came to the palace, apparently not to attack anybody, but to defend the palace. What happened is like an attack on the palace.
Calm has been restored, and as you can see, vehicles can now move up and down across Lameshegu. But there are still fears that residents could come at any time to attack the Lameshegu police station. It is the reason why you can see these police armored vehicles and then personnel from the military as well as police standing here to protect the police station. Mutala Issa for GBC News.
Now, joining us via phone is our Northern Regional Correspondent Mutala Issa for more updates. Good evening, Mutala.
Good evening, Samuela.
Now, Mutala, what more can you tell us, especially with the number of victims?
Well, there's some sad news coming out of the Tamale Teaching Hospital. One of the victims of the shooting incident has just passed away. Sources within the hospital confirmed this to me a while ago, and that has created a considerable anger among residents here. Some young persons are massing up here, and they are swearing, and they are very angry and agitated. I also went inside, and there are some victims, including a student whose face has been disfigured from stray bullets. In total, I counted about 9, and from sources within the hospital, there were 9 people who were brought in. Unfortunately, one is dead now. And what I can tell you is that there is anger growing within the youth in the Tamale metropolis about this incident.
This is the response of residents following the clashes.
They are very angry. They see this as an attack, not only on the residents, but also an attack on the tradition of Dagbong. It is believed that when one is being chased, the best place to seek refuge is the chief's palace. But to have followed up someone into the palace and to allegedly shoot this person is a clear attack on the palace, it's a clear attack on the tradition. And residents are very, very angry about this development, and they are warning that there could be actions if nothing happens to this police officer.
Okay, thank you very much. Do try and keep your eyes on the ground and bring us more. That was our Northern Regional Correspondent, Mutala Issa, updating us on clashes in the Northern region. Now, moving on, about 50 suspected criminals were arrested following a sue by the Northern Regional Police Command at the Abuabu Forest in Tamale, the Northern Regional capital. The police on Saturday morning also burned down about 100 makeshift structures believed to be the hideouts for some of the criminals while they carry out their criminal activities.
Suspected criminals were arrested at different places within the forest close to the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium. The police retrieved substances suspected to be Indian hemp, cough syrups, cutlasses, knives, scissors, motorbikes, plastic chairs, among others in the soup. Briefing the media after the exercise, the Northern Regional Crime Officer, Superintendent Bernard Baba Ananga, said criminals have taken over the forest and it is increasingly becoming a no-go area for residents, and the exercise was to flush them out of the forest. He revealed that a wanted criminal from Bogatanga was recently arrested at the forest and handed over to the police in Bogatanga, and that necessitated the move by the Regional Police Command. Superintendent Ananga indicated that the suspected criminals will be screened and those found culpable will be processed for court.
We have seen that we have to maintain these operations. The Regional Police Commander, Mr. Timothy Sabonga, insisted that this operation should be sustained, it should be maintained, all the criminals should be flushed out, and to ensure that those suspects who are on the wanted list are traced and arrested.
He said intelligence also revealed that prostitution is gradually gaining grounds in the forest as shelters are being used as brothels. He said the exercise will be sustained to rid the forest reserve of criminals and criminal activities.
Now take you to the Ashanti region, where the West African Network for Peace Building, National Commission for Civic Education and the Center for Democratic Development Ghana have warned that failure by the state to deal decisively with the violence that characterized the 2020 elections could undermine Ghana's prevailing peace. At a stakeholders meeting in Kumasi, WANEP and the CDD Ghana in particular were unanimous in that unless culprits behind the mayhem are dealt with in accordance with the laws, election violence will become cyclical and demotivate the electorate from participating in subsequent polls.
Participants at the day's conference were mainly victims from 6 of the administrative regions where the violence occurred. The CDD Ghana says it recorded a total of 129 violence across the country from the voters' registration exercise, the voting and post-election activities, with 8 confirmed deaths. The victims, including bereaved parents, shared what happened to them, their conditions since then, what support they are receiving and what they want done in resolving their cases. The chairperson of the NCCE, Madame Josephine Nkrumah, noted that with Ghana's previous peaceful elections, the incidences before, during and after the 2020 edition are regrettable. A representative of WANEP, Mr. Oseiboa Fofrempong, warned that the prevailing political upheavals within the West African sub-region should be a motivation for the relevant state agencies to expeditiously adjudicate outstanding violent cases recorded in the 2020 polls to sustain the peace.
Part of it is to also collaborate with our partners, particularly the CDD and the European Union, to roll this important project aimed at ensuring justice and accountability to the victims of those who suffered various fatalities and violence in the 2020 elections. We believe that when that is done, then we will be able to forgive ourselves and forge ahead in unity. That will also play a key role in fostering social cohesion that we need to ensure good governance and democracy in this country.
The program's manager of CDD Ghana, Nana Mensah Abrampa, noted that his organization's research findings have proven that violence occurs mostly before and after public elections, for which the 2020 edition was no different, recording 129 cases with 8 deaths, the highest since Ghana's elections history.
Now, retaining professionals, especially medical doctors and allied health workers in the Upper East region remains an age-old problem affecting healthcare delivery and socio-economic development. To reverse the state of affairs, duty bearers are working towards a plan to get the various metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies to sponsor students from those areas to study the sciences and other related courses at the tertiary levels. The proposal is for such students to be maintained in the region to beef up personnel numbers for healthcare delivery. The regional minister, Mr. Stephen Yakubu, spoke to GBC News at Olgatanga. Investigations regarding environmental issues on the Gulf of Guinea has revealed that 90% of fishing vessels operating in Ghana are owned by Chinese companies. Within its 3 months investigation, the non-governmental organization Environmental Justice Foundation also revealed the depletion of fish stocks in Ghana's seas can be attributed to Chinese trawlers, the owners of which use complex schemes to create front companies in the country. The foundation based its investigation on interviews with fisheries experts and analyzing company records and financial documents.
200 coastal villages in Ghana rely on fishing as their primary source of income. The average annual income per artisanal canoe has dropped up to 40% in the past 15 years. Ghana's small pelagic fish populations such as Sardinella have dropped 80% in the past 2 decades. One species, Sardinella Orita, is fully collapsed. According to the Environmental Justice Foundation, EJF, the issue is common among West African countries where illegal fishing accounts for 37% of all catches, costing the region $1 billion a year, which estimates that Ghana loses $50 million a year through opaque arrangements with companies such as China's Shandong Zhonglu Oceanic Fisheries Company. China is the world's worst illegal, unreported and unregulated IUU fishing offender, according to IUU Fishing Index. Shandong Zhonglu has established 3 front companies that hold 5 fishing licenses in Ghana, according to the EJF, which criticized the country's Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development for granting the licenses. Players in the fisheries sector say calls for reform in the fisheries sector have mostly gone unheeded, even after Ghana was issued a yellow card by the European Union last year. The EU concluded that the country's level of development and engagement against IUU fishing was inadequate. A yellow card is a warning that sanctions may be imposed if the country does not improve its efforts to halt IUU fishing. Chinese trawlers in Ghana use a common illegal tactic called cycle. An industrial trawler transfers its catch to a large canoe capable of carrying about 450 times more fish than an artisanal fishing canoe. In 2017, Cycle took 100,000 tons of fish from Ghanaian waters, costing the country millions of dollars in revenue and threatening food security and jobs, according to the EJF. The appeal to the government is to support coastal communities by stopping these Chinese vessels on Ghanaian waters.
Now, the demand for chocolate has gone high on Sunday at the Chocolate City in Accra. Many consumers who trooped in to buy chocolate and cocoa products say they are excited about the initiative by Cocoa Board because it gives them the opportunity to purchase enough chocolate to share with their loved ones on National Chocolate Day.
Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. That's why I come out to bought it. Oh, I love it. So it's chocolate day. That's why I come and bought it.
I help to improve people's health. And so I'll be seeing them while as they're consulting with me.
I bought the chocolate to share with my friends and my parents.
I'm a teacher, so I wanted chocolate on a lower price. So I came to check out the prices and also to purchase some for my children.
I love chocolate, but on this day, especially tomorrow being a special day, I'm buying it for the family, especially our wives and our kids.
Over 7 shops have been razed by fire at Dunkwa Chichire in the Upper Dentra East Municipality of the Central Region. The fire started around 2 a.m. on Sunday. Eyewitnesses say the fire may have started from a chop bar located at the station. According to the Upper Dentra East Municipal Fire Commander, DO3 Felix Jima, a team was dispatched to the scene after receiving the distress call at 2:40 a.m. due to the closure of all valves to the fire hydrants by the Ghana Water Company. The team was unable to completely control the fire, which eventually destroyed all the shops. Mr. Felix Jima appealed to Ghanaians to acquire fire extinguishers in their homes and workplaces to enable them to respond swiftly when fires occur to save lives and property. The NADMO coordinator for Upper Dentra East, Mr. Al-Hassan Yakubu, urged the Ghana Water Company to collaborate with the fire service to have access to the fire hydrants in times of need to save lives. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, is appealing to philanthropists and organizations willing to assist the victims of the Apiate disaster to first assess their needs so that the donations meet their critical needs. According to NADMO, which is managing the Apiate relief camp, a variety of staples such as maize, beans and tubers, among others, will greatly be appreciated.
The disaster occurred 3 weeks ago. Corporate entities and some individuals have been supporting victims with relief and food items to make life comfortable for them. One food item which has dominated the donations is rice. Though a good gesture, NADMO managers of the relief believe a variety of food items will greatly help as the people are not used to regular consumption of rice. The camp manager, Bright Ejay, was therefore excited when Western Industries Limited, a Takoradi-based company, donated some tubers of yam, gari, maize, beans, granuts, and dry fish, among others, worth 70,000 Ghana cedis to the people. He said it will be appropriate if NADMO is consulted on the needs of the victims before donations are made. Mr. J also appealed for more tents to house adult males who are still being sheltered in a hotel at Bogoso, thus separating them from their families. The managing director of Western Industries Limited, Farouk Barake, said the people need the support of all Ghanaians and promised to rally his friends and associates to support the victims. The company also donated drinks and cash to the regent of Apiate, as well as cash to the NADMO officials who are managing the camp.
The Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service has received items to improve on road safety. The department says it will ensure that road traffic management is done effectively to help reduce road carnage.
The donation worth 35,000 Ghana cedis was from Street Sense organization. They presented 1,115 safety jackets. The focus of Street Sense is road safety, and its main objective is to educate all road users on their rights and responsibilities regarding road safety. It also assists the Ghana Highway Authority to deploy and install road signs and markings, as well as fix defective ones. The NGO also encourages and promotes tree growing along roads. The national coordinator of the organization, Mr. Samson Odoi, said the donation is an effort to help to create awareness on the high rates of road accidents in the country.
We stand for safety, and recently we heard on the news that an errant and reckless driver had run over one of the MTTD officers on the road. We in Street Sense believe that the incessant accidents on our roads is not in itself a sign of the bad roads, but because we have dangerous people who are holding the wheels of the various vehicles.
The Commissioner of Police of the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service, DCOP Francis Abuaji Nyakun, thanked Street Sense organization for their continuous support to the police administration since 2014.
You're watching News Are Live on GBC News and on GTV, also stream live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay.
All SIM cards in Ghana must be registered again with only the Ghana card. Yes, only the Ghana card.
You will not be able to make voice calls, use mobile money services, internet, and all other services linked to your SIM card if you don't.
To register, dial *404# and follow the prompts. You will be required to send the following details on your Ghana card number, surname, first name, date of birth, and sex.
You will then receive a special code which you will present to your nearest service provider agent or customer care center for your biometric details to be captured. Remember to add your digital address.
Dial *404# on your phone to start registering your SIM card today.
For more information, contact your service provider on 100 or the National Communications Authority on toll-free number 0800 110622. Register your SIM card to stay connected.
Joe, where are you? Timmy, where is Daddy?
I don't know.
Joe! Please, have you seen my husband?
No, please.
Joe, is that how you are? Timmy and myself, we've been looking everywhere for you.
It's malaria. Oh.
I tested positive.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's malaria. He needs Atenate.
Atenate is an anti-malarial that comes in small capsules for adults and flavored suspension for children.
I'll give it to my husband myself.
Let her take care of me.
I'll take care of you.
Thank you, okay?
It's okay, baby. Don't worry.